Aloha, everybody. I'm Deslynn Jaquias with Healing with Aloha. Today, I wanted to get together with my girlfriends. We're stoked. There's a book that just dropped. It's called The Power to Rise Above. And all three of us, along with Tara Coyote, who's going to be joining me at a later time, we were able to be a part of this book. It was published in Australia, so we're all international authors. We're stoked. Thank you so much, Sandy Davies. But I wanted to introduce you guys to the different authors so they can share a little bit about themselves, about what inspired them to be a part of such a moment. To me, it's a momentous book. And I wanted you guys to get to know them. So with further ado, this is Jehzan.
Hi, Deslynn and Karen and all of our friends and family and Ohana that's here. Oh my goodness, my baby is playing with the fan. Come here. Okay. Yeah, this is real. And you know what? This book is called The Power to Rise Above. My chapter starts, I believe, on page 43. And then here is my bio on page 54 of the book. I already gave my second copy, or one of my 2 copies, to my mom. And really, this is all, it is a book, but I feel like it's a compilation of books. It's a compilation of stories of women that chose to come together to share their stories unapologetically. And for me, like growing up in a Filipino household and stuff like that, like women and girls, especially, our stories are always pushed to the back in society. Speaking of which, me and my girlfriend just watched The Woman King.
Okay, I gotta see it.
Last night, and it's all about, it's not just about women power in like a superficial sense, but in a real sense. Like we have been oppressed and harmed and abused and put to the, the back of history since like the beginning of time, unfortunately, but I feel like every generation, and especially looking at our group chat right now, if you look across the board of all the authors, it's multi-generational, multicultural, different countries, international. And yeah, it was just really an honor. I can't believe that it's been like a year since we probably wrote and sent our chapters to Sandy. And now it's like really coming to fruition. And no matter if like people try to like tell me that my story is irrelevant, or even with my music as a hip hop artist, or even like in my own family or in my community, regardless of what people say or their assumptions about me, I know my truth and I continue to tell it. And these stuff like this makes all of those other nights that I'm just griping with myself, with society, with my family, whatever it is. And it's not necessarily anybody's fault, but like, I just keep rising above, right, ladies? Like
every day.
Right? Yo, every day, like that's that Tita attitude too, right? And I love this episode. Bretman Rock just put out in a podcast a couple weeks ago, and he said like it was really like the Hawaiian aunties and the Titas that helped him be proud to be Mahu, like that. To me, that was so incredible watching that. And I just feel like our stories, books like this, milestones like this, like we can't even though it may be only for our community and it may not be for everybody, like we still need to just praise each other and lift each other's up in our success. And even more so when we get to do it together, I'm not a religious person, but I grew up in a Christian household. And I believe that when 2 or more are gathered in his name, in God's name or the universe's name, like it's like the spirit is there, the power is there, the mana, wherever our ancestors and stuff, So yeah, like rising above, to me, I see like rising above, like sexual harassment, rising above the patriarchy, rising above abuse, rising above silencing women's voice. And unfortunately, there are still lots of women and children who are still being oppressed and who still indoctrinated with these ideals that like we should suppress, that we should not say things. But for me, growing up with my mom, who like she's come up in her world, you know what I mean? But like she's still very much like, you know what? Like I don't know if I can say it, like don't let any of these,
use your thing.
Don't let any of these fuckers like tell you how to think or what to say. Silence you. And I'm just so glad that I was raised that way, because it's unfortunate that so many girls are not, even in Hawaii, Be
polite.
So the through Aloha though, not in a superficial or in like a super cocky way. But yeah, the power to rise above. And my baby is calling me. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm so happy that this book is finally out.
Yes.
So the power to rise above.
Yes, we're breaking generational trauma, guys. You know, the things that we shared in this book, it's really topics we needed to talk about. And it's across like the world, it's global. Like everybody's from different parts of the world. And that's what makes it even more profound. You know, thanks, Jehzan. Jehzan, can you tell them a little bit real quick on what do you do?
Yeah, so I just turned 31 years old. I'm a Virgo. I just celebrated my birthday this past week.
Happy birthday. We're both Virgos.
Yes. When's your birthday, Karen?
September 18th.
Hey, wow, we're super close. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you too.
Wow. Okay.
So
yeah, my name is Jehzan. I'm a Filipina hip hop artist, born and raised here on Oahu, Hawaii. I'm a product of single parenthood, product of like a tita ass mom who like didn't take shit from nobody. And yeah, like my story that I share in here, it was kind of sad because I do share, you know, a story of abuse in my chapter, and it not involved my mom, but it was from a relationship that my mom was in with another man. And she told me that like this, you know, she was very vulnerable with me, and she told me that this story is kind of gonna haunt her for the rest of her life. And unfortunately, it is what it is, you know. But I told her, and in my chapter, I made sure to say that like I don't blame my mom at all. You know, she was on her own growing process, and of course, yeah, that little girl that got hurt back in the day, that did happen, but that girl like rose above, and I'm not that little girl anymore. You know, I'm standing up. I'm a grown woman now, and I've experienced success. I've experienced life, and I'm still continuing to grow and mature. And I'm just so happy that I continue to stay on this road since I was a teenager, when I first got introduced to poetry and spoken word and writing, because yeah, I'm the eldest of my family. So now on my mom's side, I have 4 new siblings, and they're all younger than me. We're all close in age, but I'm the eldest. And on my dad's side, I have 4 siblings as well. So I'm always like the eldest. And in my cousins on my mom's side, I'm the eldest, and I'm very close to the cousins on my mom's side. So like, you know, just having like that tita mentality, that auntie kind of attitude, I've always had that. I work as a teacher. So to me, like, I'm just constantly trying to elevate myself and to help push like the next generation. And that's it, you know, every day, whatever that means. Thank you. Yeah. Do you hear my baby?
And now she's an author, guys. She's a songwriter, she's a music artist, the rapper. Yeah, she does it all, and she created her own tour in the Philippines.
Yes.
I'm her fan. We're both her fans.
Thank you. I'm fans of these ladies right here.
Jehzan, we totally love you like a little sister. We're so proud of you, and we're always here. We have your back, totally.
Majorly. Same here. I can't wait till we can link up in person and everything.
Yep, we'll be up there. Coming up, we're gonna go to the food expo, so we'll try to catch you. But Jehzan, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have to go, or you good?
No, I'm staying. As long as you guys don't mind the baby going, mom.
No, it's all good. Okay, Karen, share. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because this is not your first rodeo at being a book author.
It isn't. Thank you. Well, Des inspired my one of my books. I'll show that one, the 100 parenting tips inspired by the pandemic. She said, just go and share some daily tips for 2 weeks, and
2 weeks, guys,
turn it into 100, which went on my TikTok, 100 Facebook, 100 Instagram, and then I was debating on whether to do a story on my mom's Alzheimer's journey or this one. And I asked my daughter Chelsea, and she said, do the parenting tips, because, you know, it is during the pandemic. And then it was born. A month before I met Deslynn, I published Mama's Gotta Let Go, How to Let Go Without Losing Your Sanity. And I just published it, thought I was going to go on to the next thing. And Deslynn reminded me that I needed to do more with it. And so Deslynn, I always call her my empowerment coach, my grief coach. She's been through the passing of my mom. She's been through, I mean, everything. So when the opportunity to write about, what challenge, and I couldn't think of a challenge, and I never visited that dark place where I tried to take my life when I was about 31. And I thought, I think it was a gift. It's a gift of a failed suicide attempt. I have tutored for the past, 25 years, my business Brain Builders, ages 3 to 61, guys. And so many of them feel hopeless, right? They feel in that dark place because they feel judged. They feel they're not good enough. They feel that there's like, what is there to live for if I can't please my parents, if I can't get the good grade, right? If I can't be good enough. And Deslynn, I think you too, Jehzan, we both, all three of us feel, like you said, the power to rise above, but more so to help others heal and really believe in their personal power to rise above. So it was very cathartic and healing to write about it. I did not know, I never wrote about it. I talked about it, went to therapy about it, but it's different when you write the words and you write the emotions and then the details, of me. Well, it's kind of funny because I'm a planner, so I had my People magazine, my Ani Sweetbread. I mean, I planned this. I'm a planner. Deslynn always says, Karen, you're a great planner. And for me, I felt that I failed. When I woke up in ICU, I really thought, you have got to be kidding me. But a year later, I met Thomas. A year after that, I gave birth to my eldest. And I thought, if anything, yes, I did feel, that, oh my gosh, I'm immoral. That's scarlet letter A, because we are raised to do the right thing, right? And then now I look back and I think there was a purpose to all of this, and to have an opportunity to share it with you guys in a global book and knowing that we're touching lives just all over. Because like Deslynn said, no matter where you are in the world, we all travel similar journeys of being in that dark place. And I love how all three of us, and then Tara included, I mean, we have the courage to share our journey. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I'm here with you guys. I'm scared my alarm's going to go off in any second because I have to build a 5-year-old brain. But thank you guys. I feel so honored, and I feel just really grateful to be here with you guys.
Gosh, thank you so much for sharing. And, we'll share more later. I just wanted to let people know a little bit about ourselves. So thank you so much. So guys, this is Jehzan. This is Karen. I'm Deslynn Jaquias. I'm the host of Healing with Aloha. And I'm the oldest of 4 grandchildren on my mom's side and the third oldest on my dad's side. And so my son is the 19 of 40 something cousins. And I just finally met my Hawaiian side. So, I come from a really huge family. And so my mom has the other copy. We both got 2 copies each. And so I gave it to my mom, and I was scared. I'll be honest, guys, like I dealt with, so in my book, my story, Healing with Aloha, I talked about abuse and how it was hard, and how I was able to reconcile my relationship with my abuser. And honestly, guys, it took me visiting that person while they were incarcerated. In order to reconcile that relationship, I had to bring my boyfriend at the time, and I cried. I went there 4 times, and I cried during that whole time. And I was able to reconcile that relationship before that person eventually died. Unfortunately, it was unexpected the way he died. And I was scared to do this submission for this book because I didn't want to make people in my family feel like I was making them shame. Because like, a lot of us culturally, we feel like we want to protect our family name. Yes. We want to protect our family. But sometimes by protecting, we actually hurt them. We don't get the help that we need, So I ultimately did it because my girlfriend passed away in 2018. She was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. And 3 of her kids don't have her in their lives. And so I took the chance to do it in a way that was out of respect to my family, but yet to acknowledge that I did go through abuse. I did lose my sister and my dad through vehicle accidents. Because of my sister's death, I created Healing with Aloha. I went through therapy and I got the help to heal. And through the podcast is helping people to realize there's hope in healing with Aloha. But it's something you gotta want. You gotta desire for yourself. And then I only told my mom last year, and then I put it in the book, and I've never like said it out loud per se, that in middle school I attempted suicide. And it wasn't something that I was proud to tell my mom, but I didn't want to tell her because there was so much going on at the time that I didn't want to be a burden because there was so much on the back end. And so whenever people talk about someone dying because they attempted suicide or they died by suicide, people often say, I don't know, why would they do that? And I can tell you why I did what I did. But I can tell you, I'm glad I feel at it because every day that I live, I'm just extremely grateful. You know, I look at my son and I think, if I wasn't here, he wouldn't be here. You know, and so the power to rise above, it's an honor and a privilege to be amongst the 30 women, because we were breaking generational trauma. And if we can help one person, one girl, one woman, and even men and boys, they relate to it. You know, the book is written by women, but it's for everybody. Everybody has gone through something traumatic in their lifetime, you know. And so thank you so much, guys, for, you know, coming together. I know Karen has to go to work and stuff, but, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, we really love you guys. This is a devotion, a dedication of love to whoever reads the book. So anyways, do you have any last words, guys? I know Karen has to go.
No, thank you so much for doing this, Deslynn. Yeah, it's so funny that I'm letting go with Aloha, and then you're healing with Aloha, and it's
where's our books?
Yeah, we're gonna.
There's our books. So guys, you know, it's possible. If you've ever thought of writing a book, no matter what language, you guys. What country, you don't have to be rich to write a book. Okay, you can self-publish. Karen has done 3 books already. This is her 3rd book. And so if this is something you guys are interested in, you guys want a workshop or whatnot, let us know. That's something we can do in 2023. But guys, but thank you so much for you guys' time. Have a great
day. Glad to see you guys. You're the great Educator, Jehzan, and maybe we'll see you next weekend. Right?
Yes.
Hopefully.
We'll try to pop in.
Yep.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Aloha, love. Bless.
Aloha, guys. I'm Deslynn Jaquias, and I'm with Healing with Aloha. But today, I just wanted to highlight my sister on Kaua'i. This is Tara Coyote. Both of us were in this new book called Healing. Wait, hello, not healing. It's called The Power to Rise Above. And, you know, it's a healing book. There's 30 women that shared globally. And we're fortunate, both of us are on the island of Kauai representing the Hawaiian Islands, along with Karen Gibson and Jehzan exclusive. But today, I just wanted to highlight Tara so you guys can get to know her and what prompted her to share what she shared for this book that's talking about bullying and also overcoming trauma and just the ability to rise above. So with further ado, guys, this is Tara.
Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here. Yeah, and I'm super excited to be featured in this empowering book about women rising above adversity. And yes, as you said, I had this experience when I was 12 years old, at the tender age of 12 in 6th grade. My teacher, unfortunately, bullied me pretty consistently for a year, and it was extremely traumatic. And of course, because I was young, I didn't realize the impact that it had on me. It wasn't until I was in my late 20s and doing a lot of therapy that I realized that it really damaged me. And it took about a year or so of intense therapy of really working through the programming, because he would constantly call me stupid and other names that, you know, he'd get in trouble for now, but back in those days, these things kind of went unacknowledged.
Went away. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a powerful experience to write my story because I haven't talked about it that much. I mean, close friends know, but I've certainly never shared it publicly. So I'm very grateful to Sandy for the invitation to write it, because it was healing just to share it and write it and process it on that level.
Yeah, no, and you know, I'm glad you did, because I've always talked out loud, but I've never concrete written about my abuse, because I'm a domestic violence survivor, and it's over 19 years, you know, because I was put in a situation being close proximity. And that was the main thing, that's because the verbal abuse stays, right? And you got to get therapy to process. But it was being called your profanity, you're effing stupid and dumb. And it was a constant thing for like 19 years. And so when you process that, it's hard, but it's worth it. And so I'm glad like you had the chance to share, because people can relate to us, you know?
Yeah. And it's important for people to know the damage that can cause. It's very disturbing.
Your words have power.
Exactly. They really, really do, for sure.
So, Tara, the one thing I admire about you is your authenticity, your realness, your vulnerability, with grief, with cancer, and just letting people know that it's not easy, and you're gonna struggle and you're gonna go through hard times, but you know, this is me. Like, can you share with people about your books, your other books that you've written, and why, you know, you're so passionate about the way you live your life every day?
Sure. Yes. Thank you for asking. Yes. So I've written 2 books now. One is Grace, Grit, and Gratitude, a cancer thriver's journey from hospice to full recovery with the healing power of horses. It's my memoir. It came out last year, August 2021. It shares my story of walking with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis and how I almost died. I was referred to hospice 3.5 years ago, and how horses have helped me get through this experience. And my other book is a children's book, Comanche the Wild Mustang, talking about my dear horse and how he's been a healing force for me, but also to bring awareness to the wild horses in North America and the dire state that they're in. And I really appreciate the reflection about being authentic. I just try to show up each day. You know, I've almost died multiple times. I've had so many friends and family members who've died. So I've just learned that, you know, life is short. And so just live and put yourself out there and don't be afraid. And, you know, it's like, I think we're really here to inspire each other. So it's important just to show up, even if you're raw and
no, and I agree. And even in the last year, you've experienced, you know, the loss of your parents, and you're just vulnerable, because people can be unloving in how they think they're supporting us in our grief journey, you know? And so I appreciate what you share. So Tara is very active on Facebook. So if you guys are on Facebook, can you tell them what is the best way to connect with you on there?
I have several pages, Tara Coyote's Healing Journey, and I have a horse page, Wind Horse Sanctuary. But then there's also my personal page, Tara Coyote. Yeah.
And then I think as much as it's hard, you're educating people about grief and how to be a loving support and have empathy. That is something you have. She's also on TikTok, guys. You guys can follow her on TikTok.
And Instagram.
Yeah. She's on Instagram and TikTok. And are you on YouTube also?
I am. I have my own channel. It's all Tara Coyote, TARACOYOTE, along all platforms to keep it consistent.
So guys, definitely connect with her on there. She's really inspiring, but you know, sorry, I feel emotional because of what she's experienced recently with the loss of her mom and her loss of her dad. It reminds me of the loss of my dad 10 years ago. And so, you know, definitely, you know, connect with her on social media. And then, you know, get her books. Through her books, she shares a lot of Aloha, and to remind people that it's life. You know, we're gonna struggle, but you can rise above it too. Is there anything else you wanted to share with everybody before we leave?
Oh, I just love what you said there about you can rise above. I always love to remind people that you're so much stronger than you think you are. You know, I think we really have this deep capacity for healing and inner strength as human beings, but you just need to access it and believe in it and keep the faith and the courage and all that. So thank you for always sharing the aloha as well.
You're welcome. So eventually we will collaborate. We're both doing our own projects and stuff like that, but we're on the island of Kauai. But Tara, thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you for joining us. And until the next time, aloha.
All right, aloha, mahalo.